In case you missed it, news just broke that YNW Melly's legal team has officially submitted their final paperwork requesting his release on bond ahead of his September trial. This time, his lawyers are fully confident he'll be granted release. Meanwhile, Melly's mother is getting ready to share an update regarding his potential release from jail.
Praying. I know. I said I would I'll keep everybody updated with what's happening. I know right now we're waiting. So basically, the judge is going to do, I guess, a written order. So we're just waiting, and that order can come any minute, or it could come tomorrow. I don't know. So we're just waiting. So everybody just keep praying, keep having faith. Oh, Tessa, stop. I've been crying too. It's been a long time coming.
YNW Melly's legal team has filed a new request for his release on bond, and now it's up to the court to decide if it's enough to get him out. According to his lawyer, Melly's team proposed an undisclosed bond amount, which would be covered by his record label, 300 Entertainment. If approved, Melly would be placed on house arrest, fitted with an ankle monitor, and guarded by 24/7 private security. One rapper reacted to the news by saying, "That boy Melly's coming home, I feel." In addition, Melly's mother submitted a statement claiming her son is being mistreated behind bars and not being treated like a human being.
Saw Melly's statement just saying how he's been hurt, how he's scared for his life. As a mother, how did that make you feel?
It's heartbreaking. It made me feel completely helpless. Broward Sheriff's Office definitely needs to be investigated. I mean, they are making up their own rules. We've tried to go to court about this situation. The judge really doesn't have any jurisdiction when it comes to the jail, because we actually had a hearing about the mistreatment of him, and the jail they make their own rules. And I don't think that's fair, because I know that they need to answer to someone too.
They took it a step further by presenting evidence from the first trial that challenges the claim Melly committed the crime inside the Jeep. GPS data reveals that Melly was actually seen running down a nearby street and hiding in some bushes, casting doubt on the original narrative.
He's saying that someone just shot the car up and was trying to shoot them. So I asked him if he was okay, where he was, and he's like, "There's a car coming behind him, and I'm hiding." He was like, "There's some, there's some, I think they're still out here or something." So I'm like, "Are you okay?" He's like, "I'm okay." I said, "Well, where are Sam and Judy?" And he said, "I don't know if they're in the car. I think they're..."
To strengthen their argument that this was a genuine drive-by shooting, Melly's team reminded the court that, during the first trial, it was confirmed no weapon was ever recovered from the scene.
The first thing is I didn't have a firearm, so I can't know which firearm I'm going to use in order to replicate any of my tests. So I can't make tests for this determination because I don't know what I'm supposed to use.
Okay.
But then, prosecutors made a bold and unsettling move. According to reports, a no-contact order has been filed in the Melly case, completely separating Melly and Portland, banning any form of communication, even through their legal teams. Prosecutors are now attempting to pressure Portland into testifying against Melly, as they aim to try both men together in court.
Try them together. It is to the benefit of the state to try them together. Just more efficient. You don't have to do things again and again. Do it all at once, and also get a better chance of having them incriminate each other during the trial. It benefits the defense to sever it. That way they can point the finger at each other and get away with it. So this is what's going on. But I don't think it should be automatically severed because the state is seeking a penalty for Melly, because it's only the penalty phase of the trial that would be different, not the guilt phase. The guilt phase is the same. They're both capital crimes. We're seeking the penalty on one, not the other, but that goes into the second part of the trial, the penalty phase, only if Melly is found guilty.
This development was revealed in court just moments after Melly arrived. The concerning part is that if Portland knows he wasn't the one who pulled the trigger, he may not be able to face a life sentence without eventually speaking out. Could lead to him placing all the blame on Melly, but it doesn't end there. Prosecutors have also brought Melly's ex-girlfriend into the case. She's been staying outside the US since the first trial, but authorities believe she holds crucial information that could be used against Melly. That's why she was recently arrested and taken into custody.
Hamilton is spending her first day at the Broward County Jail. She has no arrest record until now. U.S. Border Patrol agents arrested her at Miami International Airport Monday after she arrived on an international flight. Court records show Hamilton was ordered to testify in Demon's first trial in 2023.
Asterisk, the judge had Mariah sign an agreement to testify against Melly in the upcoming trial, and depending on what she reveals, her testimony could be the key factor in determining his guilt. After her release, Mariah posted on Facebook, "Thank you too, my village. I love you so much. God's plan, not mine." However, things took a darker turn when investigators uncovered disturbing evidence from Mariah's. It allegedly shows that Melly attempted to stop her from testifying. As a result, he's now facing an additional charge, witness tampering. And even if he's cleared in the case involving Sakai Heiser and Juvie, this new charge alone could be enough to send him to prison for life.
Six new charges against Demons and 2 others who were allegedly involved. The charges include tampering with a witness, directing the activities of a criminal, solicitation or conspiracy to commit tampering, and unlawful use of a two-way communication device. Now, a couple of those charges actually carry a life in prison sentence if there's a conviction.
Asterisk, due to the alleged witness tampering during jail calls, Melly was stripped of his phone privileges for nearly a year. His mother was outraged by the decision, calling it unfair and excessive.
Not been convicted of anything, and even other inmates that have been convicted or anything, they have the right to use a telephone. They have a right to just to be allowed to write letters to their loved ones, to receive their mail. They hold his mail, they don't give it to him.
Asterisk, if Melly truly did use jail phones to pressure witnesses, that likely explains why his phone privileges were taken away. Authorities want to prevent any further interference with the case. But the even bigger concern now is what Bortland chooses to do. He may ultimately be the one to seal Melly's fate. In the first trial, prosecutors had already attempted to shift the blame onto Bortland, setting the stage for a high-stakes decision that could turn the case upside down.
Cortland Henry shows up at Memorial Hospital, Miramar. You don't see him sitting there, but where you will see him sitting is in the driver's seat of a car, 2 bodies, car riddled with bullets. And when he shows up with a change of clothing, change of shirt, powder residue on his hand, evidencing that he had discharged a firearm. And he lies. He lies about where the incident occurred. He lies about how it occurred. And he lies about not having the phone. I think it was Miss Bradley herself who said, everybody has a phone in his pocket, not Cortland Henry.
Asterisk, it was later revealed that Bortland had lied to federal agents during the investigation. He was the last person seen with the victims and even tested positive for gunpowder residue on his hands. An investigator who reviewed the case gave further details, confirming the presence of gunpowder residue and explaining how it connected Bortland more closely to the scene of the crime.
So the right hand of Cortland Henry contained 0 particles characteristic of pot residue and two component particles, and the left hand contained 1 particle characteristic of pot residue and 1 2-component particle. Okay.
And can you explain to us what that means?
Basically, overall, there was pot residue present on the hands.
Asterisk, Bortland didn't take the revelations well, and it's part of the reason Melly's first trial ended in a mistrial. He later tweeted, "Mind games don't work on people like me," adding a handshake emoji, almost as if he's signaling agreement to some kind of deal. But things could get even worse for Melly if Bortland is officially added to his trial. Prosecutors would then be allowed to use footage from the night of the crime that shows Bortland lying during his interrogation, a move that could seriously damage both their defenses.
Okay, tell me what happened. And I was playing music, getting off the I'm already being stupid, almost home. You know what I'm saying? And like, it's out of nowhere, like, sure, you know what I'm saying? So, and I ducked down, you know what I'm saying, in the car. Actually, I almost cut.
Let me back you up a few minutes. Where were you coming from?
From Fort
Lauderdale studio. Which way did you take?
I took Austin, 595
to 75. Then you took 75 south?
Asterisk, officers quickly noticed that Bortland's story didn't line up with the evidence. Although he tried to appear confident during questioning, it was clear he wasn't being truthful.
The hard part, what we're having a hard time to understand, is that we shut down that entire area, and we had officers shoulder to shoulder walk it out. They didn't find as much as 1 shell casing. They didn't find 1 piece of glass. Nothing. nothing to what you said adds up. And
It's hard, bro. Bro, I'm telling you, bro, that's the price.
I mean, for whatever reason, your two friends, are these your good friends?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. These my friends.
These your two, I'm assuming close friends,
No.
and you're doing them an inservice by not telling us the truth.
I'm telling you the truth, man. I don't like. How? What do you want?
How do you make shell casings disappear?
I don't know. I cannot tell you about the shell case.
Asterisk tension escalated when the officer pointed out that Bortland's story wasn't adding up. At that moment, Bortland went silent and refused to say anything further.
A story, and that's it, man. I don't even talk about it. Cause I told y'all. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know.
Okay. Just so you know, all right, because you're saying, well, I don't want to talk anymore. There's going to be a lot more questions. There's, and we're not trying to piss you off. The thing is, we don't know your friends.
Yeah.
So the reason we have to ask all these questions, because the more we know about your friends, your lifestyle, your friend's lifestyle, your friends, his friends, and the circumstances surrounding today, the more, the easier it's going to be for us to try and solve this.
Asterisk, the officer kept the conversation going by shifting focus, asking questions about the night Howland was driving, whether he crashed into anything, what the route was, and other details to keep Bortland talking.